Are you ready to stop the self-sabotage and create the life you desire? Well, in order for that to happen, you need to break free from the bad beliefs that are holding your success hostage. You need to optimize the stress by turning it into extra energy for success. And those hurtful habits? Well, we need to give that pain a purpose for progress. Welcome to Stop the Self Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire podcast. When's the last time you found yourself in one of these situations? Somebody is pushing your buttons. They are bullying you, or they're acting like a victim and you've got to save them, and their demands are completely unreasonable, and you're handling it really well, right up to the point that you're not. Well, for my coaching client today, this is something that has been building for months, and she finally broke. She handled things really well, right up to the point that she didn't. She was working with someone who is above her in rank, but not her direct boss. You know, we've all had those jobs to where we have to partner up with someone else. And maybe this someone isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they keep pointing their fingers at us. Well, the index finger is what's known as the control finger. So, see, we have 5 motivators that are triggered for us to engage in any type of habit, pattern, relationship. Anything that we buy triggers these 5 motivators, and they're equal to the fingers that we have in our hand. So, the index finger is the control finger. Now, the control means wanting to do what's right. But what's right for who? So we can point it at ourselves and we can say that we're disciplined, we carry out plans, we get things done, we know what we're doing. We can also point at ourselves and say that we've got order in our life. We can also use it to draw boundaries and say, you know what? These are the rules that must be observed if I am going to engage with you. So that's very healthy. That's very functional. For my client, that's exactly what she did. This pressure cooker's been building. And she reached out to this person that she was partnering with and said, you know what? These are the rules that must be observed for us to be able to move forward together. And then she pointed her finger at the other person and said, so this is what you have to do. You know, maybe if you were a little nicer, maybe if you were a little kinder, maybe if you asked with some pleasantness. Now, she didn't do all of that. I'm just giving you ideas on what we've all done when we've pointed the finger at somebody else and says, you must do this. Now, I will tell you that the number one fear is the fear of being wrong. And we'll do everything in our power to prove we're right when we get triggered. And that means pointing the finger at somebody else. But as soon as we point that control finger at them, they're going to point it back at us even stronger to prove that we're wrong and they're right. And now we're in a control struggle instead of looking at what's really going on, which is using that index finger to draw better boundaries. Remember, you can use it to point it at yourself. You can use it to draw a boundary that says, this is what I have to have in order for us to be able to move forward. Or you can use it in a dysfunctional way and point it at someone else and say, this is how you're wrong, and this is what you need to be doing. And when you do the last one, you have actually lost control. Because now you're saying, in order for me to be happy, healthy, and functional, this is what you need to do. Now, maybe if they keep violating your boundaries, you need to be able to find a way to pull yourself out of that situation. Hypnosis is used for breakthroughs. You know, if you keep finding yourself in a situation where you're not drawing those boundaries, it's maybe because you were taught not to have any, to merge with other people in order for them to meet your needs. But maybe hypnosis isn't what you need for a breakthrough. Maybe it's coaching, a success acceleration coaching call to where you're given a system so you make sure that you're using your motivators in a way that's going to empower you, validate you, lift you up, and give you peace instead of you always being at war with everyone around you because they're not doing what you need them to do because you keep pointing your finger at them. Not your fault. You were trained and conditioned to do this. But it's time for you to take your power back. So if you think that maybe a success acceleration coaching call is what you might need, then let's have a consult on it. Either call me, text me, 1-636-699-7791, or send me an email, dawn@drewdawnferguson.com. and say you want an SAC consult, Success Acceleration Coaching. All right. So use that finger to either point at yourself or draw better boundaries, because as soon as you use it to point to someone else, they're going to get their finger in your face and try to prove how you're wrong. And now the power struggle is on. It's time for you to take your power back.